Hello internets, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody and this is the Christian News Show we do on Tuesdays. Though next week I will be out of town, we will not have a show, but we'll be back the following Tuesday. And our first story of the day, admittedly, is one of those random things that I found on the internet. There's a web series about half a season through now called Daily Bread. And the idea is this post-apocalyptic world where a bunch of Christians are trying to figure out how to keep a glimpse of humanity there. At the Christian Film Festival, it actually won Best Film Series as well as 25 other awards. And it actually looks really good, but you can tell that it is a web series. My biggest issue with it, when I think web series, I think free. You have to rent it. It's about $18 for the first 6 episodes. So I don't know how quickly I'll be checking this out because I'd at least like to wait for the rest of the season to come out. And I understand that a lot goes into making these, but I don't pay $20 to see most blockbuster movies. It looks cool though, and I was thinking about it. If God's Not Dead had been a web series, I probably would have enjoyed it much more. And let's move on from a Christian web series to statistically the best Christian film ever made. And the reason I say statistically it's the best is because Passion of the Christ is still the highest grossing rated R film in the United States. Because we've got more details on Passion 2, I'm really hoping it's not called that. Last time we talked about it, it was just confirmed that yes, it's happening. But now we're finding out that Jim Caviezel, the guy that played Jesus in the Passion of the Christ, is actually going to be reprising his role. And obviously Mel Gibson is still on to direct it. I am so stoked for this movie, but I am very curious because a big draw to the Passion of the Christ was just how raw it was. It was so gory that it was controversial, but it really kind of allowed you to see what that was really like, what Jesus actually went through, because before that, it was almost kind of hard to picture. This film is going to be dealing with the resurrection, is going to have a lot more hope, and I don't know if it's going to be able to stir the emotion up that the last one did, but I hope it does. And our last story is about a man named Victor Marks and his ministry called All Things Possible Ministries. This is a strange story. First, let's start with the ministry, ATP, which is an organization that helps broken, troubled, and trafficked youth. They help around the world, they fight trafficking, they help people with PTSD. And so the Christian ministry decides to get a booth at a conference. And not like a Christian conference or a Comic-Con, but an adult film conference in Las Vegas. And surprisingly, at least to me, it was very well received. They didn't apply, their booth wasn't focused on being a Christian organization, but rather an organization that helps traumatize youth. And it actually attracted a lot of young women and young girls even who went and admitted that they had actually been sexually abused. Marks mentions one person who he said looked almost like she was 12 who went and pet the dog that they had brought along. And so he had told her about it and she looked like she wanted to say something, but she looked around and stopped herself. But so he gave her a card. Now, who knows if that card ends up leading to anything, but I think it shows just how dark of a place this conference can be. And I think a lot of Christians are going to see this and going to have two very unchristian judgments on it. First one being, why weren't you Bible first? He gave out DVDs and books, but nothing specifically on the Bible or specifically shouting Christianity. Secondly, and more obnoxious, there's going to be Christians out there that go, how could you be a Christian and then go to an adult film conference? You're at a porn conference. How dare you? I think you definitely need to be very well equipped before you go into this kind of warfare. But he found a place that was completely godless, and he brought God to it. And so I definitely give the man props because that is incredible. That's where we're going to end today's show. Question of the day. We're going to go back to the Passion 2. I hate that name. I really hope that's not the name. And my question for you guys is, are you excited for it? Are you, you don't care? Did you watch The Passion of the Christ back when that came out? How did you feel about that? Just your thoughts all around that story. I want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below with your answer, as well as anything else that we talked about today. This conference, maybe you don't agree with me, maybe you think it was bad. I'd love to hear your thoughts. My name's Cody, bringing Christian news in a not so boring kind of way every Tuesday, except next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Love you guys. God bless.